Yo, what it do, guys? I wanted to talk about Andrew Tate and Sneako. So in terms for Sneako and Andrew Tate, and a lot of people obviously are unaware that Andrew Tate is not the first coming of quote unquote the manosphere. He's probably a bit more logical than a lot of the people that speak, and and has more confidence and stuff like that. But he's not the first. I don't even think he's the best at it. Because he does just say some wild ass shit, like women should stay at home and all that weird shit. The real G, if that's the type of messaging you subscribe to, is probably Sneako because he's a bit more balanced, a bit more fair. Yeah, a bit misogynistic. Of course, all of these guys in the manosphere are pretty misogynistic. But I would say Sneako is more balanced and nuanced, and I'd say better spoken. You know what I'm saying? Than Andrew. I think Andrew just kind of says whatever he wants because he's Andrew Tate. You know what I'm saying? He thinks he's the fucking king of the world and shit, and he knows a bunch of quote unquote beta males will insist what you call it, cis what do they call them, incels or whatever, would buy into that shit and try to be just like him because they don't have the balls to actually talk out and do whatever they want in real life. So they like to listen to other men that do that and kind of live off that high. You know what I'm saying? But I think Sneako isn't really for that type of shit. He's like, don't be a fucking incel at the same time. You know what I'm saying? While I feel Andrew Tate knows that his main audience are incels or quote unquote incels and preaches to that. Now, obviously, there's going to be regular guys that like the content or whatever. I find Andrew Tate's takes sometimes very funny, a lot of times very childish, a lot of times very stupid. But sometimes his takes are real and honest and reality unabashed, as you can say. But I still think Sneako is the person I would watch. If you're looking for somebody a bit less toxic, I mean, Sneako is a bit toxic too, but he's far less toxic. And I remember he had beef with another YouTuber that I watch, and how they resolved it was interesting. Sneako was very unafraid and very unapologetic. But I think he falls shy of being a complete misogynistic douchebag. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's a lot more tolerable, a lot more level-headed, and he doesn't look down on people for being poor. You know what I'm saying? He's different. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. They're similar but different. And it's kind of like you can have a good message, but it's how you portray the message sometimes. Or you can have an interesting message, but if you say it in a condescending way, people might not listen to you. But somebody else could say it in a soothing way or a stern but regular way, and that reaches across more. I wanted to talk about it because it's an interesting thing here, and I kind of want to talk about why I think we've come to this place where men and people in general are looking for this. And we even get some women on TikTok now vehemently focusing their attention on defending men because it feels like the left, I don't really like saying the left, but the left, quote unquote, liberals, who are kind of more centralist, whatever, but them folks, they seem to have pushed an agenda so far one side that it forced or created what you call it, like a place for the other side. What's the best way to say that? So basically they push an agenda so far one way that it created a cesspool. It created like a breeding ground for the other opposite of that, right? The whole man of this trash, blah blah blah, like slay queen, goddamn, fucking whatever. OnlyFans is the future. Do what you want with your whatever, all of that stuff. And it sounds kind of crazy, but it's the reality, right? Sex work is sold to children and young girls and stuff as like a normal, viable option for a career. which is like, it depends on, you know, what type of person you are. You might think that's kind of vile, or you might think, well, let them do whatever they want. But in reality, a lot of people aren't really doing whatever they want. They're doing what feels like is the new it, right? And a lot of people aren't aware of this, that, you know, it's kind of like joining the army for boys. That's what it feels like. OnlyFans feels like joining the army for boys. You know, it was the thing to do. Obviously, it's still shunned upon, even amongst women, by a lot of people. But the internet, see, the internet has this thing where it makes you think that something is supported and applaud. But then when you go out in real life, you face these real life issues. Like your friends not talking to you anymore because they think you are whatever. So it's an interesting situation to be in, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I find intriguing about the whole sphere, you know what I'm saying? People would say stuff online, you know, for likes and clicks, but not mean it. Them same people that act like they are higher than thou, meet them in person and they might treat you like shit. But if they saw a video of somebody treating a waiter, not even badly, but kind of, it's like, oh my gosh, they were so rude, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the whole internet wave. It's all extremist bullshit. It's all, let's just say shit so that somebody will press like, or somebody will get angry, or everybody just wants a reaction. Everybody just wants attention. It's like an attention-seeking sphere of, I don't know, man. It's weird, bro. It's weird. Like, everybody wants attention, but I feel like the way people are going about it is just a bit wild. I know the video started about Tate and goddamn Sneako, you know, but I don't know. It's just interesting. It's interesting. I think you can be a valuable or high value man without being an absolute douchebag, and you can be a high value woman without being an absolute hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and guys, most of these manosphere dudes are literally man whores, but they just won't admit it. They will not admit that they're whores as well. Like they're quick to call somebody a bitch, or this or that. But like, man, you're a slut too, bro. Like, she a slut, but you a slut too, bro. They are the only fans of males, bro. But they sell you dreams of being a fucking, this incredible fucking Chad person that's not even real, like a cartoon character. You know what I'm saying? And you buy it the same way these women on OnlyFans sell you these, like, oh, you would make money by just selling your body. Like some kind of property. But it's like, if you value yourself, is that what you really want to be on both sides? You know what I'm saying? So it's really, really intriguing, and that's one of the reasons I also prefer Sneako over goddamn Andrew Tate. You know what I'm saying? But it's but I mean, you know, Sneako has his flaws. I'm not gonna get into it, but he does have his flaws too. It's just intriguing. It's intriguing how people see things, you know what I'm saying? And these guys at some point probably didn't think like this, you know what I mean? But obviously now they do. So it is what it is. If you look at like Fresh and Fit, for example, like they're wannabe misogynists. Like they're wannabe misogynists. They are the people that Andrew Tate tries to get, you know what I'm saying? And they become that, or they try to be that. But you can tell by looking at them that, oh, even when they speak, that is like, it's like a belief they told themselves because they couldn't get girls or they couldn't do certain things, and now that they, you know what I'm saying, it's like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Listen, I struggle too, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough out here. Yeah, it's tough out here. But I don't know. I'm not going to resort to that. You know what I'm saying? I never resort to becoming a despicable person just because of girls. It's kind of weird, right? It's kind of strange that like a lot of these guys become like this over the same girls, that they think we don't need girls, we don't need women, we don't need whatever. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to you, king, but you only became like this because women didn't give you attention. Like you have to be willing to look in within yourself for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously easier said than done. I can completely understand how that situation could occur where somebody becomes like that because of their experience. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not belittling that because I completely understand. But I don't know. I feel like we're all old enough and mature enough, I hope, to understand that a lot of what these guys say is childish, and it's spoken in a way where you can't really argue it. but it's like logical fallacies, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's interesting. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. But that's kind of my thoughts on the whole Manosphere and Andrew Tate and Sneako. And I suppose maybe I'm a little bit what you call it, hypocritical, because I do like Sneako, but I've been watching Sneako for a very, very long time. So I've seen, I suppose, his flaws and his good sides, and I suppose his willingness to conversate. But obviously, I think over time, sometimes that becomes into hatred, or it seems like hatred. But yeah, it's probably just built up. It's kind of like when, you know, your favorite creator does something that you don't fully agree with, but you still support them. You know what I'm saying? I think if he became like exactly like Andrew Tate, I haven't watched a Sneako video in a while anyway, to be honest. But if he's ended up becoming exactly like Andrew Tate, I don't think I'd be so quick to defend him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even really defending him. He can be an asshole. I'm not gonna lie. Some of his takes are a bit harsh, but I still think there's a difference between the two. What do you think, though? Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the whole manosphere? What do you think about the whole situation that we're in, even for women? You know what I'm saying? The women's sphere, whatever you want to. If you go on TikTok, you'll find Andrew Tate of women. You know what I'm saying? You'll find all these folks, all these people that want to feed people that are holding in emotions, that are angry, and they can't let it loose themselves, so they'll go to somebody that's letting it loose, and they'll live off that high. You know what I'm saying? It's a really interesting psychological thing. But I'm not a psychologist. I'm just some guy on YouTube dropping a video, having a conversation. Comment your thoughts, and I'm out.